SOCMA talked about putting together this talk, we were determined to make sure we did it in the true SOCMA tradition. It had input from, so that our members could understand procurement issues, and we'd like to thank Tom for coming to present Lanxess's point of view on REACH as a European company. And it was important to have Tucker here to talk about the CEIFs and the consortium and data management and all the issues that come there. I'm going to come at you from a completely different point of view. All of us that are U.S. corporations cannot violate REACH no matter how hard you try. It's not an environmental program. It's purely a business decision as to how you face REACH and whether you decide to do it or say, forget it, I don't need the European Union. And companies that don't look at this as a business issue are going to spend an awful lot of money and maybe not get anything out of it. REACH. A lot of people forget there's also an R that does not appear in the name, restriction. So that the European Union intends to restrict the use of chemicals as part of REACH as another piece of the program. It was actually implemented over a year and a half ago on June 30, 2007. Anybody that wants these slides, if you come by my booth, 2133, leave a card that just says REACH slides, I'll email them to you so you don't have to take careful notes. It's also very helpful if you understand the foundation of REACH, the precautionary principle as defined by the European Union, not as defined in the Rio Declaration, because the European Union does not believe precaution has a cost-benefit analysis. If it's dangerous, we're not going to do it. And the substitution principle, which basically says if you can substitute a product for something that's safer, do it, regardless of cost. REACH avoidance. If you are not an EU person, you don't have to do it. If you are producing reactive chemical substances that are going to Europe, it's very difficult, unless your EU importer, as Tom talked about, is willing to comply with REACH. However, if you're making formulated products, paints, coatings, lubricants, all ingredients sourced from the US, from the EU are exempt from REACH for the re-exportation. The rules for doing it are still in transition, and the documentation required is still being worked on because REACH follows the molecules. So if you buy an additive from a European supplier that produces the material in Europe, ships it to the United States, you blend it and send it back, and you've got a similar product from the United States, you must, in order to comply with the law, make sure everything that goes back to Europe is the European component. You can convince your suppliers to cover your end uses if you become a so-called downstream user. My guess is, as the larger brethren in our industry finally realize the marketing opportunity that's in this piece of it, that will be possible. Right now it's very difficult. I don't know of a single large company that is saying to their downstream users, don't worry, I'll take care of you. There may be some advantage to using your supplier's OR if he has one for cost savings, is another way to look at it.